bishops will entertain a few questions, and I have press packets for the media.
You have the bishop, my statement, and the statement, okay. Some questions for the bishop, or myself. Mostly for him. I think your talk was so excellent that there are no questions.
This is easy.
Any questions?
Bishop, can you discuss your decision-making in coming here and kind of why you accepted the position?
Yeah, and it was really the decision-making process was on the part of the Holy See. I was not part of the decision-making process. I received a telephone call 3 weeks ago, and the papal nuncio, that's the apostolic nuncio, the Pope's representative in the United States, called and asked me if I would accept the appointment by Pope Benedict XVI to become the 9th bishop of the Diocese of Fort Wayne-South Bend. So that's all I was involved in, and that was my answer, of course, was yes. I always want to do the Lord's will, and that will is expressed through the Holy Father and the Church. So, Bishop.
And I cannot add to that there is a lot, as the bishop indicated, a lot of discernment. The outgoing bishop is asked for a profile of the diocese. He's asked for his advice. Many other bishops are asked for their advice. People within the diocese are asked, priests. I was told of one layperson of receiving an inquiry about the nature of the diocese, the present situation in the diocese, and advice and suggestions as well. So there's an extensive discernment that goes on over a long time. It's sub secreto pontificio. You all know what that means. Under the pontifical secret. So it's and the idea is to get the best possible person. Could be a priest, could be a bishop, and to have a holy transition. Appoint a kind of person that will be so well received with love and gratitude, and I think that's what has been done.
Bishop D'Arcy, can you go over your thought process in deciding that this was now the time for you to retire?
Well, it's similar to what the bishop said. According to canon law, at 75, you must send. You're asked to send a letter retiring, a letter of retirement. So that I did 2 years ago, August, and then after that, shared other things about the diocese as was asked with the Holy Father, and it comes through the nuncio, who is the ambassador to our government, but also the representative to the bishop. And so then you don't know, and it's been 2 years and about 3 months since then. But I have enjoyed every day. I still enjoy every day. The bishop has made one very good decision. The new bishop. He's told me I could stay in that house where I've lived for 24 years. So and last night we were looking at a place for him to live. We don't want him to be in the homeless center or anything like that. I'll leave it to you whether you want to say anything about that, or I'll leave that till later maybe. But we want to find a good place for the bishop to live as well. So it's just, and then when it comes, I got a call the same afternoon, happened to be in my South Bend office, and Maureen called up and said the nuncio, from my assistant who's here, the nuncio is trying to reach you. I hung up the phone. I said a Hail Mary, I did, and then I said a prayer of accepting the will of God, that I accepted whatever, because we were pretty sure it was coming. I told the priest once, Bishop, maybe a year ago, I said, I don't know what's happening. I don't hear any drums. There's no drums coming. And about 8 minutes later, he said, I hear some drums. So the bishop said it right. We make a promise when you're made a bishop I was ordained a bishop in 1975. You make a promise of obedience to the Holy Father. Make many other promises, preach the gospel, care for the poor, and so on, but that's certainly a central one.
What are your plans going forward? What will you do now?
I will stay here. I'll probably go and visit my family a little bit. Haven't had any Christmases home in about 23 years, and get out of the way so the bishop can bring his gifts fully to bear. But I'm going to live here. I'm going to live in Fort Wayne. I'll help with confirmations, help the bishop in any way he wants, and I've loved every minute as bishop of this diocese. Every minute. It's been a joy. Get a little tired towards the end, but it's been a joy. So I'm still a priest. Do priestly work, preach, offer the Eucharist, I give missions and retreats, and help out every way I can. Any other questions?
And then what a blessing that will be for me to have Bishop D'Arcy here, to be able to turn to him for his wisdom and to have his his help and guidance at times. So I'm very grateful that the bishop will be here. It's been great, with these 3 weeks of not being able to talk about it, since we got the call. We've been able to talk to each other. So we've been on the phone, and it's been great because he's told me a lot about the diocese. He's been so gracious, and so I feel it's a real blessing to come here and serve with Bishop D'Arcy still being here. So I'm very grateful for that.
We're going to South Bend after we greet briefly the staff, and we'll go to South Bend to the co-cathedral there, meet with the priests and the staff up there, and the bishop will learn about the road between Fort Wayne and South Bend.
I noticed from the plane flying in yesterday, it seems very flat here. But I think I'll buy a bicycle because it looks like it'd be good for biking. It's all so fun. Yeah.